A big thing of the recording process is making sure that my signatures will be able to hold up in the studio, as I did with the test of making sure the signatures held up live. I think that's the biggest test, because you see a lot of artists that have their signature model that is something that's a lot more of a higher grade than the one that's available in stores, and I wanted to make sure that what I was playing live and in studio was the same one that Trivium fans be able to pick up in stores. Matt Heafy from Trivium here in Austin, Texas at David Draymond's home studio. I just want to give a shout out to the people at NAMM and say it's too bad that I wasn't able to be there, but obviously we're a little wrapped up in the studio right now making our 6th and greatest Trivium record we've ever made. So as you can see, that the guitar is coming out, or has been out, and it's the Matthew Heafy signature Epiphone Les Paul Custom. Basically, it's been worked on for the last year and a half or 2 years through Epiphone and I, where we took my original Gibson Les Paul Custom, the one that I got when I was 12 years old, and they modeled basically everything after it: the playability, the specs, the color, the weights, everything that could possibly be checked up on that guitar, and they applied it to one of their guitars. A big test for me was to be able to bring the guitar on the road and to see if it can withstand our grueling touring schedule. Our last album's touring schedule lasted about 16 or 17 months, and we played 272 shows. And so the live cycle test went perfectly, and now this has been the studio test. It's been a labor of love making this thing, and I've been honored and privileged that Epiphone has wanted to work with me and release a guitar with my name on it. I've basically been playing Gibson and Epiphone my entire life, my entire guitar playing life, except for maybe a stint of a year and a half. And it's felt like home ever since I've been on it, and when I came back to it. It was my dad's dream, even before he had a son, to have a son that played a Les Paul Custom. So I think it's genetically imprinted on me to want to play the guitar. What we did with Epiphone was send them my very first Les Paul Custom, the one that we've recorded all of In Waves with, and pretty much every single one of the Trivium records with, one that I brought on tour, and that's battered to hell. It's one that I basically retired, and I only use for the studio nowadays because I don't want it to go away, because it's spec'd out exactly the way I like it. This is the Matt Heafy 7-string, and since there haven't been many Les Paul 7-strings, I wanted this to play identically to the 6-string, but just have that lower B. A big thing with us is I've always wanted to experiment with different tunings and ranges. As you can see with every Trivium record, there's essentially been a different tuning, including on this new one, there may be another tuning as well to throw a wrench in the system of everyone learning our music. So I took the original Les Paul Custom, swapped it out to all black hardware. A big gripe that I've always had with the Les Paul Custom is the boxy back of the neck when you're playing up high. So what we did is we added the Les Paul Access heel right here, the same thing that Les Paul Access has. So it allows a lot more accessibility to the higher strings and the higher frets and everything like that. The weight, I wanted to keep it identical to the old guitar, the old Gibson Les Paul Custom that I had, so that's something that I feel is very important. I've always liked to have a little more weight on it. I don't like a guitar to be too light or to be too heavy. I've tried the very heavy thing, and I think I almost broke my back doing it. So the 7-string is as you see it, and it's a guitar that is absolutely fantastic. I used it on the entire last In Waves cycle, which lasted about 16 months of touring. The 6-string, as you see here, is pretty much identical to the Les Paul Custom that I played throughout my entire life. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I didn't want to overthink it when it comes down to Les Paul Custom. I didn't want to mess up what so many years of building into this perfect instrument have been, in my opinion. I've always felt like the Les Paul Custom was the right guitar for me. And as you can see, it also has the access heel. It has an easier access to the battery jack for swapping out for the pickups. It's been battered to hell, as you can see. I actually play this one, the same one that will be in the stores. A big thing for me with the Matt Heafy signature Les Paul Custom was affordability. Epiphone was entirely open for working on that, because in my mind, there are gonna be a lot of younger Trivium fans wanting to pick up guitar, maybe for the first time, or maybe upgrade a starter guitar to this, or even a touring musician who's at the pro level who maybe likes what I do and wanted to pick up one of the guitars. They can all afford it. I wanted it to be something that can be affordable no matter your walk of life, and that still holds the quality that it's, hey, that's the same guitar Matt's playing on stage that I can get in a store, versus Matt's playing the $10,000 version and you're playing the easier to afford version. So it'll be the same thing that I'm playing that you're gonna be able to get. And that was incredibly important to me, and I think that you'll see the difference.